my dear grade 10 students. Welcome again to our new topic for this second quarter. It's all about theorems on circles. So I've chosen some of the theorems that are really important. So I hope this would be helpful for everyone. So our target for this time is to recall central and inscribed angles, understand and apply the theorems on circles involving the chords, tangent, and secant line, as well as to solve problems involving theorems on circles. So let's start with the theorems on inscribed angles. It says here that if an inscribed angle of a circle intercepts a semicircle, then the angle is a right angle. So what does it mean? So let's have this illustration. The important part here is the term inscribed. So let's mark on that part. The inscribed angle as well as the semicircle. So we all know that an inscribed angle pertains to an angle whose vertex is on the circle. So based on this illustration, our inscribed angle here is angle ABC. And then as you can notice, sabi, intercepts. So the intercepted arc is arc AC. So ito po iyon. So from A going here to the point C. And this one is our semicircle. Okay, which means I've told you that before that it measures 180 degrees. Since this one is an inscribed angle, based on its measurement, we need to get the half of the semicircle or yung 180 degrees na intercepted arc. That's why this one forms 90 degrees or yung right angle. So no matter what the figure is, basta ang intercepted arc natin ay ang semicircle, it is always 90 degrees. It always form a right angle. So I hope that is clear with everyone. Let's now proceed to the next theorem. If a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. So for us to understand this theorem, let's get first the key terms. First is quadrilateral. So once we say quadrilateral, we are pertaining here to a polygon that has exactly 4 sides. So as you can notice, we have here a quadrilateral inside the circle. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng inscribed na sa loob. Then its opposite angles are supplementary. Once we say supplementary, we are pertaining to a pair of angles whose measure is 180 degrees. So pagka pinag-add mo yung dalawang angle na yon, dapat mag-form ng 180 degrees. E saan mo kukunin yung value ng 2 angles na yon? Sabi, sa opposite angles. Okay. For this illustration, the opposite angles here are X. Ang opposite niya ay si 80 degrees. So, ibig sabihin daw nito, dapat daw, it forms 180 degrees. So, which means, yung in-expect natin na 180 degrees ang sum nila, eh meron ka ng 80 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, so subtract na lang. So, x degrees here measures 100 degrees. Okay? Next, yung y angle na to, ang opposite niya ay si 71 degrees. Okay? So, if that's the case, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, 180 degrees minus 71 degrees. Would you like to try? What is 180 minus 71? Very good. The answer there is 109 degrees. Okay? Next, let's try this one. So, identify first the opposite angles. So, let's have here the opposite angles. So, the opposite angles here are x and 105 degrees, and then y and 86 degrees. Okay? So, to solve for x, we will have again 180 degrees minus 105 degrees. What do you think is the answer? Very good. The answer there is 75 degrees. How about the y degrees? Would you like to try? Okay, for this case, again, 180 degrees minus 86 degrees. The answer here is 94 degrees. I hope that is clear. Okay, thank you so much. Now, let's proceed on the power theorems. So we have three power theorems: the chord-chord theorem, the tangent-secant theorem, and the secant-secant theorem. So we need to recall the concept of the chord, the tangent, and the secant line. Okay? So on the theorem on two intersecting chords, let us remember that a chord is a segment whose endpoints are on the circle. Ibig sabihin, nandun mismo sa loob ng circle. Okay? So that is a chord. Okay? So I hope you could recall that. Pero ang usapan dito, we have two intersecting chords. So meron daw tayong dalawang chords na nag-intersect. Okay? Paano daw natin masosolve yun? Sabi dito, if two chords of a circle intersect, then the product of the measures of the segments of one chord is equal to the product of the measures of the segments of the other chord. What does it mean? Let's have this example. So for this case, find the measure of SE if VE is 2, EN is 6, and CE is 3. Okay? So first one, we need to identify the two chords that intersect. Okay, what do you think are the two chords? Thank you so much. The answer there is the segment VN and the segment CS. So ito po yun, segment VN and then segment CS. And this is their point of intersection. Okay, next one. Let us solve. So in solving, let us now put the labels. Anong ile-label natin? Siyempre, yung given na measure. So, segment VE is 2. So, V going to E, that is 2. And then, EN is 6. E going to N is 6. CE is 3. Okay? So, missing ngayon si SE or CS. So, let's have this as X. So, let X be equal to segment SE. Okay? Lagi nating tatandaan, we will always start with the two chords. Okay? Then from those two chords, ano daw ang bumubuo doon sa bawat chord na yan? So dito, kay VN, binubuo siya ni VE at saka ni EN. So yun daw, kukunin natin yung product. So we're going to multiply. And then sa kay CS, binubuo siya ng CE at saka ng ES. Okay? So, always remember na dapat nasa iisang chord lang ang ating minumultiply. Okay? Next, we're going to substitute the given values. So, let us write in here, substitute the values. So, we will have VE is 2, EN is 6, CE is 3, and then segment ES or segment SE. So, parehas lang po iyon. Then the next one is we're going to simplify. We all know that 2 times 6 is 12, and then SE, that is X. Okay? So, binaligtad ko lang para hindi kayo malito. Okay po? So, for here, we're going to simplify. So, the next one is, syempre, we're going to divide both sides by 3. Kaya, nakuha si 4. Nasundan po ba? So, para sa mga nalilito, ganito po ang nangyari dyan. 12 is equal to 3x, divide both sides by 3. Then, 12 divided by 3, the answer there is 4. Okay? So, our final answer here is segment SE is equal to 4 units. Ma'am, bakit may units po? Kasi po, we're talking about measurement. Okay? But if the given is inches, syempre, ang unit natin ay inches. Okay? So, I hope I am clear with you. Next one. Let's try this one. So, ulit, we're going to identify the two chords that intersect. What are those? Those are segment LA and segment YR. Okay? Tapos, ano yung bumubuo dito kay segment LA? So, mula kay L, papunta kay O. So, segment LO. So, from O naman, papunta kay point A. So, segment OA. Next, si YR, from Y going to O, and O going to R. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na segments in a chord. Okay, so let's remember that. Let's proceed on solving. So find the value of X. So we have LA and YR. And the next one is, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, those are the segments involved on that chord. Then, substitute the given values. Substitute the given values. It says here that LO here is 3, OA is X, YO is 4, and then OR is 6. And then we're going to simplify. So 3 times X, that is 3X, and then 4 times 6 is 24. Okay? And then, anong mangyayari? We're going to divide both sides by 3. So, what do you think is the answer? Okay. X is equal to 8. Okay? So, that is our final answer. Okay? So, I hope everything is clear with you about the chord-chord theorem. Next one. Let's have a harder one. So, solve for the length of segment YL. So, for this, again, you're going to identify the two chords. What are those? We have segment YL and the segment GR. And then, the segments of a chord, si YL, binubuo ng YO and OL. So, segment YO and segment OL. Yan. Next, si GR ay GO at saka si OR. Okay, then substitute the values. What's the measurement of segment YO? So that is 6. And then OL here is X. And then GO is 4. And OR is 9. Okay? So ano po nangyari dito? Substitute the given values. Then the next one is we're going to multiply. Simplify natin. 6 times x is 6x. And then 4 times 9 is 36. Okay? And then we're going to divide both sides by 6 para makuha natin ang value ng x. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. But do you think, is this our final answer? No, because what is being asked is segment YL. Okay? So si x lamang ang 6. Pero sinasabi yung mula kay Y papunta kay L. Gaano kahaba ang sukat? So ibig sabihin yan, we're going to add. So that is 6 plus 6. The answer there is 12. Okay? So let us always go back what is being asked. Okay? Next one. So let's have this case, another theorem, but before we proceed on that, let us recall what is a tangent and a secant line. So on the definition, it is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. So yun ang tangent line. As you can notice here on the figure, ito si tangent line. Okay? So yung color blue. Ibig sabihin, iisang point lang. Pero pagka secant, exactly 2 points. So kung mapapansin nyo, talagang pumasok siya sa loob ng circle. Okay? I hope that's clear because we need to identify the difference of a tangent and a secant line for us to solve the next problems. So we have here now the secant-secant theorem. It says here that given two secant segments which share an endpoint outside the circle, ano daw yung endpoint outside the circle? Ito po yun, si point P. So this is your external point. Okay? Ano daw ang gagawin pagka secant? We're going to get the product of one secant segment and its external segment. At ganun din ang gagawin sa isa. So as you can notice, we have 2 seconds here. The 2 seconds here are segment PB and segment PD. Okay? So, ang mangyayari daw dyan, paano daw magsosolve? So, the whole second segment, which is PB, i-multiply daw doon sa external segment. So, this is what we call external segment. Yung nasa labas ng bilog. So, i-multiply mo lang yon. Equated here to another second segment. Ganun ulit. Isang buong second segment, which is the PD, and then the external segment, PC. Okay? And the next one is, paano naman kapag may isang tangent? Okay? So, ito, si segment PC, yan ang ating tangent line. Tapos, ito naman pong si PB, yan po ang ating secant segment. So, let us always remember na pagka tangent lang, we're just going to get the square. So, as you can notice, PC squared ang nangyari. Equated to a secant segment, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, the whole second segment times the external segment. Okay, so base dito, PB times PA. Okay, so ganun ang difference. Parehas lang naman po ng proseso. Basta si tangent, isi-square lang natin. So let's try an example. Find the measure of PE. So, what kind of segments do we have? Observe the figure. Very good. Both are secant segments. Now, name the two secant segments. What are those? Very good again. Those are segment PR and segment PT. Okay, now let us solve. Find the measure of PE. Apply the secant-secant theorem. So, for this case, starting from the second segment, which are segment PR and segment PT, yung isang segment, ano yung binubuo niya? Yung isang buong segment PR times yung external na si segment PE. Okay? Then, yung isa naman, yung isang buong second segment, i-multiply doon sa external na segment ng second na yun. So, that is segment PC. And then, we're going to substitute the given values dahil isang buo po ito. So, ibig sabihin, i-add po natin siya. Kaya, naging x plus 6. And then, the external here is x. Okay? Then, another one, si PT mula kay P papunta kay T. So, that is 3 plus 5. And then, PC is 5. Okay? Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to distribute x times x, so that is x squared, and then x times 6, so that is 6x. And then 3 plus 5 is 8, and then 5. Okay? I hope that's clear. And then simplify. Magiging x squared plus 6x is equal to 40. And then we need to subtract both sides by 40. O yung minsan, nagtatransfer tayo. Basta lahat dapat nasa iisang side lang. Para magkaroon tayo ng equated kay 0. And then, we're going to factor it out. Ngayon, ma'am, paano mag-factor? Okay? So, let me reveal. So, dahil x squared to, so tig-isang x. Okay? The next one na iisipin ninyo, yung constant, yung negative 40. Doon sa negative 40 na yan, what are the factors? The factors are 10 times 4, 2 times 20, 1 times 40. Then among those factors, alin dyan ang lalabas na sagot ay 6. Dapat pagka pinag-add or subtract, dapat makukuha mo yung middle term. So those are 10 and 4 because 10 minus 4, that is 6. Okay? So tig-isa. Tapos anong sign ng middle term? Diba? Positive. Kaya kung sino man ang mas mataas, so dun mo ibibigay yung positive. At bakit to naging negative? Kasi negative yung constant mo. Okay? So, dahil ano yung dapat mong i-multiply kay positive para maging negative. So, dapat negative. Okay? Then, the next one is apply the zero product property. What does it mean? Anong nangyari dyan? Kasi nga po, itong si x plus 10 magiging equate kay 0. Iba yan yung ginagawa natin dati and then transfer. Kaya naging negative 10. Okay? Ganun din ang gagawin kay x minus 4. So, si x minus 4 is equal to 0. Transfer ulit. So, x is equal to 4. Okay? But the question here is, which among the values of x is correct? Which among the values of x is correct? We're talking about a segment. So, ano dapat ang kunin natin? Okay. So, dapat laging positive. Segments should always be positive because we're talking about a segment. Alam mo, sa totoong buhay, anong sukat ng isang haba? Nakikita natin, di ba? Kasi pag sinabi mong negative, ang notation nun, mawawala. Okay? Or, kumbaga, umutang, ganun. So, ang final answer natin ay segment PE is equal to 4 units. Okay? So, sana maliwanag po. Next example. Find the measure of segment OE. What kind of segments do we have? Yan lagi yung unang tanong dapat sa sarili natin. Anong klase? Okay? We have tangent and secant segments. Very good. Now, which is a tangent segment? Yung nasa labas. Yung iisa lang ang isang point lang ang nag-intersect dun sa circle. So that is segment TE. Next, which is a second segment. Okay, very good. That is segment ME. Okay, remember that. Now, let us solve. So, unahin muna natin si segment DE, tapos si segment ME. Okay, tapos ano ulit ang bumubuo sa kanila? Pakitandaan nga po ulit, si segment DE, siya ang ating tangent line at ito naman ang ating secant line. Then, ano daw gagawin kapag ka-tangent? Kailangan isi-square lang natin. So, pagka-tangent, we're going to square. Tapos, si segment ME, whole segment times yung external. So, pansinin ninyo, si segment ME, yung isang buo. Okay? Tapos si segment VE, yung nasa labas. Okay? And then substitute the values. Yan. Si segment DE ay 4. Ito yon. Tapos sabi natin, si segment ME ay binubuo ni MV at saka DBE. Pero kung mapapansin nyo, may missing, may walang value dito. Ano ba si segment MO? Diba? Siya ay radius. At may isa pa tayong radius which is OV na ang sukat ay 3. Eh lahat ng radius ay equal. So ibig sabihin, this is also 3. Clear? Okay. And then the external segment is VE. We're going to multiply on that. Then, let's have this. So, remain yung 4 squared. MV is 6. Ito na po yun. And then, yung external segment ay X, which is the VE. So, ang ginawa lang natin ay substitute the given values. Next one, we're going to simplify as well. So, 4 squared is 16. Saan nakuha to? X times X, X squared. And then, X times 6 is 6X. And then, lahat ulit, ilipat sa isang side. Paano gagawin? Subtract 16 on both sides. O in short, you're going to transfer 16 on the other side. So from positive, magiging negative. Okay, then the next one is, kunin na natin ulit yung factor. So the factors are x plus 8 and x minus 2. Paano ulit nangyari yon? Kasi si x squared, dalawang x. Tapos yung factors ng 16, 8 and 2. Bakit 8 and 2 kinuha? Kasi pag sinubtract, makakuha tayo ng 6. Okay? And then, apply again the zero product property. You will have x is equal to negative 8. And from x minus 2, magiging x is equal to 2. Alin ulit saan ang dapat nating kuhanin? So, syempre, ang dapat nating kuhanin ay yung positive lamang po. So, let me erase this part para mas malinaw. So, x is equal to is the correct answer, not this one. So, x is equal to 2. Pero ano ang tanong? Find the measure of segment OE. So, mula kay O, papunta kay E. Ano daw ang sukat? So, 3 plus 2. Sulat natin para clear. 3 plus 2. So, that is equal to 5. So, the final answer here is segment OE is equal to 5 units. Okay? Kayang-kaya nyo yan. Kailangan nang mag-practice. So, I hope that is clear. So, with that, let us try another one. So, ano ulit klaseng segment ang meron tayo? Tangent ba or secant? Okay, salamat po. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, yan po ay secant-secant theorem kasi dalawang secant. Ano yung unang secant? Okay, we have segment JA. Ano pa yung isa? That is secant segment SA. Okay, next. Ano ulit ang gagawin? Isang buo. So, magiging segment JA. Sino yung nasa labas? Okay, so that is segment EA. Ganon ulit ang gagawin sa kabila, si segment SA. Tapos, yung nasa labas, si segment AN. And then, we're going to substitute. Anong sukat ni JA? Mula kay J, papunta kay A. So, that is 11 and 4. So, 11 plus 4. Sige, lagay natin para malinaw. And then, segment EA, nasa labas, that is 4. And then, segment SA, as you can notice, may bracket na siya. Ibig sabihin, mula kay S papunta kay A, ang sukat daw ay 12. And then, segment AN is X. Okay? Then, simplify. 11 plus 4. So, that is 15. We could add that. And then, equal times 4, bring down. And then, 12 times X is 12X. Okay po. Now, let us solve 15 times 4. The answer there is 60 is equal to 12x. And then divide both sides by 12. So cancel. What is now the answer here? 60 divided by 12. The answer here is 5. So the final answer here is X is equal to 5 units. Okay? Next one. Find the value of X again. Anong meron dyan? Anong klaseng segment? So, that is tangent-secant theorem. Ano ang tangent? So, ang tangent dyan ay si segment OS. Ito po yun. Okay? And then, ang secant natin ay si segment OR. Okay? And then, pagka tangent, ano ulit ang gagawin? We're going to square. And then, kapag ka secant, isang buo po ulit times nung nasa labas. Okay, so that is OA. And simplify, or what do I mean there? We're going to substitute the given values. So, what is OS? So, that is X squared. Then, OR, mula kay O, papunta kay R. O, ano yun? So, that is 9 plus 16. And then, OA here is 9. Okay? Then, simplify. What is 9 plus 16? Very good. The answer there is 25. And then, multiplied by 9. I don't want to suggest that you're going to multiply this one kasi masyado nang magiging malaki ang number. So, pwede nyo nang kunin ang square root. Kasi parehas naman sila na perfect square. So, madaling makuha yung square root. So, cancel to. And then, the square root of 25 is 5. And then, the square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so, sabi dito, get the square root. Okay, next, multiply 5 times 3. The answer is 15 units. So, this one is 15 units. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Again, pagka tangent line sa square, pagka secant, isang buo times ng nasa labas. Okay? Math may be difficult for most of us, but do not give up. Let us continue to practice and persevere. Math isip ng mabuti, magtanong pag hindi maunawaan, at tayo ay math usap. Maraming salamat po.